right, last little part for this 2-4, and this one's directly related to that question number 7 that you guys looked at that unit 1 test about like a rational times irrational or irrational times an irrational kind of thing. So I just want to go over this one more time with you guys. If I have a rational number multiplied by a rational number, so a fraction times a fraction, I will always end up with a rational. Always. Now, if I have an irrational being multiplied by a rational, so a fraction being multiplied by a never-ending and non-repeating decimal, that is always going to leave me with an irrational number. This is incorrect because naturally a rational times an irrational is the same thing as an irrational times a rational. So we have to make a quite little small correction here. Change this word to say irrational if I haven't already made that correction for you. So this last one, that's why it makes more sense now. A irrational times an irrational. This is the weird one. Irrational times an irrational. It could be either, depending. Let's go with usually irrational. Sometimes it can be rational, though. And an example of that is where I have the square root of 10 times the square root of 10, If we look at the square root of 10 by itself, second square root 10, we can see that that definitely gives us an irrational number, never ending, non-repeating. But then if I do the square root of 10, and now notice here, before I put my times sign, I'm arrowing out of that square root, times the square root of 10. That gives me 10. So that's that special situation there. 10, which is irrational. And this is where you have an IR times an IR, and that gives you a rational. So it all depends on the situation you're looking at. All right,